These plot holes make less sense than Peter fighting a giant chicken. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Family Guy plot holes you never noticed. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at inconsistencies in Family Guy that, when you think about it, don't add up. However, we're not including cutaway gags. Number 10. Peter and Brian don't recognize Quagmire as the one hooking up with Loretta.
I'm Quagmire. I had sex with your wife. Giggity, 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 giggity.
In the episode The Cleveland Loretta Quagmire, Peter and Brian rush into Cleveland's house when they hear what they think is an emergency. What they find instead is Cleveland's then-wife Loretta having sex with a man they couldn't identify.
Boy, that was embarrassing, huh? Walking in on Loretta and Cleveland having sex?
Peter, that wasn't,
You know, for a large, heavy-set black guy, Cleveland's got a cute little white ass.
Brian said it was a skinny white guy, which should have been a dead giveaway. It was everybody's favorite sex offender, Glenn Quagmire. What should have been even more of a giveaway was that the couch was right in front of Peter and Brian, so they should have been able to directly see who Loretta was having sex with. Couldn't they tell by the chin? Number 9. Lois's Accent.
Stewie's taking a nap, and Peter and the kids are out.
A product of working-class upbringing, Peter has a thick New England accent. However, Lois has an even thicker accent, despite having grown up in a wealthy household. No one from her family shares her accent. Her mother has a stuffy upper-class accent, while her father, brother, and sister don't have any discernible accents whatsoever.
A pleasure, Peter. My daughter is quite taken with you.
Lois wouldn't have picked it up from any of her social circles, so it makes no sense that Lois has the accent she does. Where could she have picked up a blue-collar New England accent?
Well, the safety of our children is a very important part of my plan for Quahog.
Number 8. Peter defied the law of gravity.
Hey, make yourself at home, Death. I'm going out for a little while.
Hey, wait. You can't tell anyone I'm here.
When Death is laid up in the Griffin household, he isn't able to harvest souls, so the rules of Death temporarily do not apply. In typical fashion, Peter sees this as an opportunity to be more reckless than ever. He bets Cleveland and Quagmire $1,000 that he can jump off a building and survive, and when he lands on the ground, he is completely unharmed. But just because the rules of Death don't apply doesn't mean bad things can't still happen. So, Peter should have been horribly disfigured from his fall, even if he wasn't able to die. Also, the fact that Peter was able to land before his loogie violates simple physics.
Look, I caught Flo, Joe. You don't think I can catch you? My ankle!
Number 7. Lois's parents should be much older.
Ah, your father was so handsome back then. I remember the day we met.
In the episode Welcome Back, Carter, Lois's mom, Barbara Pewterschmidt, tells the story of how she met her husband, Carter. Though no specific time is set for when the flashback took place, it looks like the two met around the late 1930s. One major clue for this date was Carter introducing Babs to the song Jeepers Creepers, which came out in 1938. Since the episode took place in 2010, that would make Lois's parents around 90 years old, which would have made them both 50 years old when Lois was born.
Oh, Carter, you're alive! I've missed you so!
Number 6. Stewie's parents can't understand him, even though most adults can.
Aren't you a little young to be traveling alone? Aren't you a little old to be wearing braces?
Family Guy has been all over the place as to who can understand Stewie when he talks.
Yeah, I don't get it. So, can the family understand the baby, or what's the deal with that?
The show has been upfront in pointing out how inconsistent the rules are from time to time, with Brian and Stewie debating whether Loretta is the kind of character who could understand him in Love, Actually.
Really? Isn't she one of those people outside the family who can understand me?
In earlier seasons, Chris could not understand Stewie, though now they regularly interact. However, this gets most confusing with Peter and Lois, who don't understand what Stewie is saying most of the time, even though Lois in particular is way smarter than Chris.
Mom! 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 Mummy! Mummy! Mama! Mama! Mama!
What?
Hi.
Number 5. Peter isn't Meg's biological father, but she supposedly looks like him.
And Meg's real father's name is
Stan Thompson.
To show how good a family man Brian is and screwed the pooch, Peter had Brian answer questions about things only he knew about the Griffin family. This included the fact that Meg's biological father wasn't Peter, but rather a man named Stan Thompson. In Not All Dogs Go to Heaven, Brian tells Meg that life isn't fair because she looks like Peter, thus implying that Peter is Meg's biological father.
Really? Would he give you a smoking hot mom like Lois and then have you grow up looking like Peter?
While it's possible that Brian was lying to psychologically abuse Meg, the simpler explanation is whoever wrote this scene screwed up.
But from now on, Meg,
You and me are secret best friends.
Number 4. Stewie contracted herpes from Brian's blood, which is impossible.
Hey, what you watching?
The Outlaw Josie Wales. It's a Western.
After watching a scene in The Outlaw Josie Wales where Clint Eastwood cuts his palm as part of a blood oath ritual, Stewie wants to replicate the ritual with Brian. However, the next day after Stewie and Brian cut their palms and share their blood, Stewie wakes up with a herpes outbreak. It's eventually revealed that Brian tricked Stewie into taking the blood oath as a way to spread herpes to the infant through his blood. The problem here is that herpes is not a disease that can be transmitted through blood, so Brian's plan isn't scientifically possible.
Okay, fine. I admit it. I gave you herpes.
Number 3. Brian has a 13-year-old son, even though he's only 7.
Brian, this is Dylan. He's your son.
In the former life of Brian, Brian reunites with an old flame who tells him that she's been raising a 13-year-old son that he fathered named Dylan. The thing is, Brian's only 7 years old, so fathering a 13-year-old would be mathematically impossible.
So, Dylan, shouldn't you be in school?
I don't know.
When Stewie asks how that's possible, Brian explains that when you go by dog years, that would make Brian much older. Except that's not how dog years work. Brian would still be 7 by human years, which would make Dylan older than he is. And don't even get us started on how a dog can father a human child.
Hey, knock knock.
Who's there?
You're there.
Number 2. Quagmire is 61, yet could not drink alcohol under the new drinking age law.
And if we can't trust a 42-year-old man to drink responsibly, then I have no choice but to take action.
When Quahog Mayor Adam West raised the town's drinking age to 50, Peter and his friends found themselves unable to purchase alcohol. The only way they were able to drink was by hanging around Brian, who was over the legal age because he was 56 in dog years. However, it was revealed in the episode Foxy Lady that Quagmire was 61 years old, and that he was able to retain a youthful appearance by ingesting carrots in various ways.
Sometimes I grind them up into juice or just eat them raw.
Quagmire would have been old enough to drink under the new law, so he could have bought himself and his friends all the booze they wanted.
Sorry, in this town you can only buy alcohol if you're dressed head to toe in jeans.
Number 1. Brian met Jesus, but is still an atheist.
How do we know you're really Jesus? Can you perform miracles?
When Peter brought Jesus over for dinner at the Griffin household in I Dream of Jesus, Brian asked for proof that the man really was Jesus. To honor the request, Jesus performed some miracles, producing ice cream sundaes and enlarging Lois's breasts. The latter miracle was so impressive, it caused Brian's jaw to drop to the table. In the episode Not All Dogs Go to Heaven, Brian said that he's an atheist, not having any good reason to believe in God. Except you do, Brian. You had dinner with Jesus and he performed miracles in front of you that proved he was the real deal. That's not something you'd expect someone to forget.
You want an explanation? God is pissed.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.